It's Paul Marsh here on Express, and I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by Scarlette and Stuart Douglas. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Now, I think everybody probably knows one or two or both of you from something or other, because let's face it, you are both just so busy. Of course, you are the host of Channel 4's Worst House. Scarlett, the One Show, A Place in the Sun, and of course, I'm a Celebrity.
Yes.
And Stuart, you kicked a ball around for a little bit. You're a
Yeah, when
footballer.
my legs allowed, I used to play, play football. But the legs have gone now, so I've transitioned over.
I know the feeling all too well. Used to kick a ball about once upon a time. Now I can barely watch. Right, now we're going to be talking about something that's actually, I know we're having a laugh, but it's actually quite serious, really, isn't it? So you guys are getting involved in something which is very, very good. You're going to be joining forces to encourage people across the UK to help feed school children in some of the poorest countries, coming up to Christmas. So now this is brilliant. So from yesterday on the 22nd of November, right through until the 22nd of January, all donations to Mary's Meals are going to be doubled by a group of generous supporters, up to a total of £1 million in a new appeal called Double the Love. That is just amazing. Tell us a little bit about Mary's Meals.
Oh, so Mary's Meals is, as you've just brilliantly put forward, a great charity that feeds children over the world. So they feed more than 2.4 million kids, and it's for those in deprived countries, 18 overall across the world, who don't get the chance to have a meal. And if they don't go to school to get a meal, thanks to Mary's Meals, they won't be fed at all. So it's really important that we do have a look at charities like this that are really trying to give to a point that actually these children, these families are no longer relying on the charity. I guess it's like giving them a fishing rod so that they can go out and fish themselves. These children can go out, get a meal a day at school, get educated. And obviously, the more educated they are, you'd like to think the more likely they are to be able to potentially get themselves and their families out of poverty. So it's a great charity, and it is a great one because, as you said, double the love. Between yesterday up until the 22nd of January, all of the money that gets donated will be doubled. So it costs around £19.15 a day for a whole year, school year, I should say, to cover children and their meals. So that's about £10 a day. Sorry, about 10p a day. So with this particular campaign, that's 10p a day covering two children every day for their school year. It's a no-brainer to get involved with it.
You know what? That was literally the phrase that I was just about to use. It's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I mean, if you think about how much we'll spend on a coffee or a tea or a toasty, this is nothing. And this really, the gift of giving, Christmas time is coming. Let's make sure that children that don't get fed around the world really are getting a nutritious meal every day at school.
Right. Do you remember when we used to go to the shop and you used to buy yourself a little pick a mix, a little mix up? You used to get
Yes.
a little 10p sweet, right?
Yeah,
They don't exist anymore.
they
10p
don't.
sweets don't exist anymore. But what you can do with 10p is literally feed a child. Is that not the craziest thing in the world?
Thing is,
Exactly.
I used to have blackjacks and fruit salads. And I used to, that is showing my age. Into this particular charity, I thought that the £19.15 was a typing mistake. I was like, how can you feed a child for an entire year of every school day for £19.15? And I went into it further, I realized that this charity, it's backed by a lot of volunteers. And what's great about it is that the children that are being fed, they're getting meals from local produce, being made by people that understand that culture and that cuisine. So they're not just eating food that is given to them from around the world and anywhere and have that. No, it's food that is nutritional and that they understand, know, and expect. And more importantly, enjoy and want to eat. And I've got 4 children. And I thought to myself, wow, like I'm partial to a coffee, but that coffee could feed so many children. And listen, we know how much coffees cost. For £19.15, I could potentially feed a child for a year. And at that point, I was like, no, I need to look into this even more. And when I did, and when I realized that the meals are handed out at school, for me, that was the moment I thought I need to be part of this. I need to make the general public aware of this, because it gives children the energy to learn, and it gives the chance to grow into adults that can take their communities out of poverty. Now, any person that's dependent upon a charity doesn't want to be dependent all of their life. It's a fact.
No.
This charity gives them the opportunity to educate themselves and get themselves out of the poverty that they're in through knowledge, through education. That was always important to us and Scarlette, my brother. And I just think these two factors combined, a daily meal and education, it's great. And I don't think that there is a better gift you can give, especially when food is a luxury, and it shouldn't be.
It's stuff that we all take for granted, isn't it? Food and education. We in this country absolutely take it for granted. And what can you get for £20, really? A round in the pub is probably going to cost you more than £20, isn't it? So, but the thing is, you look at this charity and you think, well, how many children are they feeding? Maybe 100, maybe 1,000? No, they're feeding 2.4 million children. That's not even a number that we can comprehend, is it?
No, exactly. That's a huge amount. And it's actually over that as well. So if anyone's thinking, oh, but is my money really going to go anywhere? Yes, it really is. It's going to more than 2.4 million children that really do depend on people like us that are generous, giving types. I think that's really important. And we're genuinely making a change and genuinely making a difference. And if you just change that one coffee that you're having a day and donate instead, you've absolutely changed the life of one child around the world, if not more.
And how much are you going to really miss that one coffee?
Exactly.
It would probably be better for you not to have it.
Look at the stats. Like, there are 67 million primary school children around the world that either have to work or beg to survive. 67 million, which is a huge number. Now, this charity has managed to change the lives of 2.4 million children, but we still want to do more. We still want to feed more people. And it's the Double the Love campaign. It's this type of initiative that literally does that. So in these next 3 months, between the 22nd of November and the 22nd of January, if you donate, your money will be doubled. And as Scarlette says, to feed one child for 10 pence is amazing. But now you can feed 2 children for 10 pence.
Yeah.
It's like you say, for me, it's a no-brainer.
Right. So if people want to get involved, then I would have guessed, a lot of people are going to want to help out, aren't they? So if people want to get involved, they want to donate a little bit of money, how can they do that?
So they can head over to www.marysmeals.org.uk/double. So that's for this particular campaign that runs from yesterday until the 22nd of January. But you can continue donating after that as well. Just go on Google or any other search engine, type in Mary's Meals, and do the best you can to give whatever you've got.
Now, Scarlette, it would be absolutely remiss of me not to ask you a couple of questions. I'm sure you've probably had this a lot, but I don't think I'm going to ask you the question you think I'm going to ask. I've got a couple of quick questions.
Okay.
Did you watch I'm a Celebrity before you went into the jungle?
Absolutely did, yes.
So now that you have been in it, does it change your view on how you watch it? Are you watching it differently?
I'm watching it thinking, how lucky was I that I didn't have to do any of the stuff that they were doing there. I had a very easy time in the jungle, I've got to say. And we're only on day 3. Obviously, tonight will be episode 4. And they are being put through their paces. And poor Nella Rose, I don't think she's doing very well in there in terms of trying to keep the peace around camp. And then also Jamie Lynn, she's really struggling because she's missing her family back home. I think with my group, we were very lucky that we actually all got on. Pretty much we all got on. So it meant that the atmosphere around camp was quite chilled and calm. Whereas already I can see tensions building and big personalities in there. So I am really enjoying watching it from my couch. Yeah, I really am, with a nice snack in hand as well.
Yeah, no grasshoppers for you.
No.
Any early favourites?
Oh, I love Fred, but I've always loved Fred from First Dates. I would absolutely love him to smash it. But I think they're all kind of coming to their own. I like Danielle as well. Danielle's lovely, and I met her before. I've met quite a few of them, but yeah, do you know what? Whoever wins deserves it, because it is tough in there. It really is.
I interviewed Sam probably a month or 2 ago, and he's great. He's bonkers, but
he is bonkers. He's brilliant, actually. I love him to bits.
Stuart, you played for Luton amongst many other clubs.
I did.
See, they've done really, really well, haven't they? To even get to where they are, they've done really, really well. Have they got any chance whatsoever of staying up?
One thing that I will say about Luton Town is the camaraderie. They're they're very together, always have been. It's a family orientated club, and when you are there, you feel like part of it. You feel like part of the you're making part of the history of the club. And if you've seen the games that they've played this season, they haven't been spanked 5, 6
No, no, not at all.
games. And I think that the fighting spirit gives them a chance. It really does. It's a hard task, and everybody knows that. But I honestly believe that their camaraderie, their togetherness, and their fighting spirit will give them a great chance of staying up.
Now, you also played for Weymouth, which is a little bit further along the coast from us. But how did you enjoy your time down south?
Yeah, I actually live down south. I live in Bournemouth now.
Okay, right. So literally, we're in Portsmouth, so it's just along the coast.
I love being by the sea. My youngest son, his name is Ocean. So yeah, we like to be down this way. Playing for Weymouth was strange because it was you'd get to Bournemouth and then you'd be like, I'm still going.
Yeah.
Quite far away, but it was a great experience. That stage, I was transitioning out of playing full-time football, and I was studying to become a physiotherapist. So I've been a physio as well. So my path has pretty much been professional football player, physiotherapist, and now the final P of the presenter. So it's been really good. And I think that being involved in professional sport, you understand teamwork and team ethic. And I think that's why Scarlette and I do so well working together, because we work as a team.
Yeah.
And it's a family team rather than a team of individuals that have been brought together. So we bounce off each other really well. And we can be honest, and I get told off by my sister a lot.
It's true. That's true.
Well, look, guys, you're both smashing it, both, in private, with your charity, what you're doing, in your professional lives. You're both absolutely killing it. So you're doing fantastic things. Thank you so much for talking to me. I really, really do appreciate it. And when we put this up on the socials and bits and pieces like that, we'll include the address for where people can go and donate as well.
Brilliant.